Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Dave Chappelle didn't just step into the ring with woke ideology. He knocked it out cold and left it twitching on the mat. He's always been a lightning rod, but with the closer, he lit a match and tossed it into the powder keg of cancel. Our culture, his fearless punches landed hard. Woke activists called it a hate crime, critics labeled him a menace, but his fans, they crowned him king of the resistance. So how did Chappelle become the guy who took a sledgehammer to the woke empire? And is this comedy's final middle finger to the thought police? I was the biggest Eddie Murphy fan in the world, and I'm not gonna bore you with it. He kicked things off with a story about meeting Eddie Murphy, the comedy god who shaped him. Eddie's got this talent you can't fake, can't rehearse. It's straight from the heavens. Chappelle worshipped him. Nobody knew how deep that ran. Then one day a call came out of nowhere.
Do you want to meet him? And I said, fuck, yes I do. And it was the first time I could remember since my father died being excited. And the movie was called Man on the Moon. I didn't know any of this. And in this movie, Jim Carrey was playing another comedian I admired, the late, great Andy Kaufman.
It was the first time since his mom passed that he felt alive. Pure excitement pumping through him. The movie was raw. Eddie's iconic stand-up film that broke every rule in the book. Chappelle didn't know what he was walking into. He just wanted to shake the man's hand. Eddie was playing himself, larger than life, owning the stage like only he could. I show up, scream Eddie. And the crew's like, nah, call him Mr. Murphy. He didn't get it. Eddie strutted. Over, cool as ever, but distant, like he was still in character. He goes, hey, good to meet you. And I'm standing there like, hi, Mr. Murphy. It threw him off. Where was the wild Eddie from Delirious he'd grown up on? Looking back, Chappelle realized he'd caught a legend in his prime. Damn, lucky to witness it. But right then, he was pissed. He wanted the real Eddie, not this polished version. I had to act like this dude was Mr. Murphy all day, when I could see it was Eddie right there. He could feel the disconnect, like meeting a hero who didn't match the poster on your wall. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how woke culture makes me feel. Chappelle built his throne on truth, unscripted, uncensored, and unapologetic. And the woke elite never saw the storm coming. They cheered when he roasted the low-hanging fruit. Politicians, celebrities, the usual suspects. But when he aimed at the precious woke dogma, suddenly he's the devil incarnate. Here's the kicker. The harder they push to mute him, the louder his mic gets. Hollywood's kicking itself for sleeping on him. They thought he'd play nice forever. What I didn't get back then, and what the suits learned the brutal way, is there's an unspoken code in this game.
And if I say it, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. The rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people.
You know them, the ones who hijacked half the dictionary and turned it into a rule book.
I'd say the letters, but I don't want to conjure their anger. That's too late now. I'm talking about them L's and them B's and them G's and the T's.
Chappelle's got love for all kinds. He's got pals across the spectrum. No exceptions.
I got friends who are L's, I got friends who are B's, and I got friends who are G's. But the T's hate my fucking guts.
He's not picking fights. He's just pointing at the elephant in the room. Remember when comics could drop a line without a woke sermon beforehand? That's a fairy tale now, replaced by disclaimers longer than the jokes themselves. Most comedians traded their spines for sorry notes, bowing to the Twitter gods. But Chappelle? He's swinging harder than ever, doubling down when others would fold. He's not your babysitter. He's here to make you laugh, make you flinch, and maybe wake you up. That's his genius. You're cracking up 1 second, questioning everything the next. He's the only one with the guts to say what's on everyone's mind, but nobody dares to voice.
I don't want to write these jokes, but I just can't stop.
He sees the letters LBGT parading as one big happy family, all united.
Hear all those letters together all the time, LBGT, LBGT, and you think it's just one big movement. It's not. All those letters are their own movement. They just travel in the same car together.
Each letter's got its own agenda, but they ride together under one flag. The closer wasn't just a set, it was a cultural nuke. shaking the ground under woke feet.
I was invited to speak to the transgender employees at Netflix, and I refuse. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it, although I am confused about what we are speaking about. You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. I want everyone in this audience to know that even though the media frames this, that it's me versus that community, that is not what it is. Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot.
He made it clear. This isn't him versus any community. It's him versus the corporate chokehold. Woke warriors lost it. New hashtags popped up like weeds overnight. Safe spaces? He bulldozed them without a second thought. Trigger warnings? He turned those into punchlines and kept moving. While other comics duck and cover, scared of the next viral outrage, Chappelle shrugs. He treats the backlash like background noise. Just part of the gig. The Netflix staff walked out, quitting. Cushy jobs over a joke. Imagine tossing a six-figure paycheck because someone made you laugh the wrong way. The nerve of it, the irony, it's almost performance art. Their tantrum handed the closer more buzz than a Super Bowl ad. Chappelle should have sent flowers, or maybe a fruit basket with a note saying, "Thanks, suckers."
Does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game?
He took equality, spun it on its head, and smashed it wide open. Woke logic didn't stand a chance. He left it in the dust, gasping. Hollywood's old guard who used to slap his back now watch his specials in secret. They're scared to admit. They're hooked, hiding behind incognito tabs like it's a dirty secret.
Here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
In Hollywood,
Their fake bravery is laughable. Tweet encourage while ducking the real fight. They'll post rainbow flags and hashtags, but defend free speech? Nah, too risky.
Caitlyn Jenner was voted Woman of the Year. Her first year as a woman. Ain't that something? Beat every bitch in Detroit. She's better than all of you.
He didn't bash her. He just pointed at the absurdity and let it simmer. Think about it. Decades of struggle, and she swoops in day one, trophy in hand.
Never even had a period. Ain't that something?
He's not mad. He's just asking the questions nobody else will touch. Rewind to when he ditched $50 million, walked away from Chappelle's show clean. Why? He wouldn't sell his soul, not for cash, not for clout. Today, same vibe, bigger. Crowds, fatter checks, and zero bends to the mob. Critics weep, woke blogs rage, but his shows sell out faster than a viral meme. Turns out people aren't snowflakes. They're starving for real, raw laughs that hit deep. They're tired of sanitized comedy that feels like it was written by a PR team. They want the stuff that makes you think, makes you squirm, makes you alive. He's not mad. He's just asking the questions nobody else will touch. Rewind to when he ditched $50 million, walked away from Chappelle's show clean. Why? He wouldn't sell his soul, not for cash, not for clout. Today, same vibe, bigger crowds, fatter checks, and zero bends to the mob. Critics weep, woke blogs rage, but his shows sell out faster than a viral meme. Turns out people aren't snowflakes. They're starving for real, raw laughs that hit deep. They're tired of sanitized comedy that feels like it was written by a PR team. They want the stuff that makes you think, makes you squirm, makes you alive.
Maybe 3 or 4 times a night, but that is it. Tired of talking about them.
He's exhausted by the game, not because he's scared, but because it's too easy.
To be funny, well, that's ridiculous. I don't need you. I got a whole new angle.
The mob keeps swinging, but every punch boosts his sales. Irony at its finest. Every protest sign, every boycott hashtag. It's free PR he didn't ask for. They're making him richer, louder, untouchable. Poetic justice in real time. Comics are split, half too scared to riff beyond airplane food jokes. The other half? They're stealing his playbook in the shadows, taking notes. Young comics DM him, begging for the secret. How do you survive this minefield? Publicly they play Coy, high school politics with better lighting.
And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to, but I have some conditions. First of all, you cannot come if you have not watched my special.
He's not bending, not breaking. Conditions are his. Take it or leave it. The outrage mob treats comedy like it's a felony, dissecting every word. They're out here with magnifying glasses, hunting for offense like it's a treasure map. Meanwhile, the rest of us just want a damn laugh. Simple as that. The media laps it up. Headlines screaming, Chappelle sparks fury every other week. Clicks roll in, but comedian makes people laugh doesn't sell papers, does it? Then there's the experts. Folks who've never held a mic but know what's funny. They'd call a knock-knock joke oppressive if they could. Comedy's an art, and they're the critics who can't draw a stick figure.
It's too hard to entertain a country whose ears are so brittle.
Hollywood's real panic isn't the jokes, it's that they work. He's not just making people laugh, he's making them think, and that's lethal. In a town built on scripts and silence, he's a walking rebellion. Every time he talks, he reminds you it's okay to question, to push, to laugh. That's what keeps the woke brigade tossing at night. He's contagious. Other comics are watching, learning, shedding their apology drafts. It's a free speech wildfire, and Chappelle's the spark that won't die. They want a new Chappelle, his edge, his fire, but without the heat. Good luck bottling that. It's like decaf espresso, a sad imitation.
And if you at home watching this shit on Netflix, remember, bitch, you clicked on my face.
What's next? He's not slowing. He's reloading, and they're terrified. His next special's coming, and the woke crowd's already bracing for impact. He's not just a comedian. He's a force, a brick wall they can't crack. In a world. Bleaching comedy white, he's a stain that won't fade. Love him, hate him, Dave Chappelle's name is etched in stone. The joke's on anyone who thought they could shut him down. He's still here, Mike Hodder, and he's only warming up.